guys, welcome back to another episode of Leanne Jane Moments with me, Leanne Jane. I just wanted to really check in with you really quickly because I've been having a lot of conversations over the past couple of days / weeks. I've also experienced a lot of loss by way of friends and even family members who have lost people during this current coronavirus / COVID-19 outbreak, which is literally taking the world to its knees. And I was just sitting thinking the other day, and I was kind of like, you know, there's so many things that we could actually do, because I get so many messages each and every day through WhatsApp, through Messenger, through email, through text. Even I've had phone calls, you know, of people saying, what do you really think is going on? What do you think about, you know, all these conspiracy theories? And I nearly got into it with somebody the other day because they asked me this, and I was, you know, so upfront with them, and I said, I don't do conspiracy theories, because some of the things that are being sent to me and channeled to me, or that I see on my Facebook or Instagram timeline, are so crazy in the fact that bring me the evidence. I've said to the people that keep sending me these things, anything you send me, it dies with me, it dies in my inbox, it dies in my WhatsApp message, because I'm not forwarding it on. You bring me evidence, you give me the unequivocal evidence of some of these things that you are claiming, or you're forwarding on to me, that you are consuming your space with in your time, which is also making you feel and think certain ways about life, about humanity, about the government, about whatever. I cannot tell you 100% sure, factually, that things are a lie, things are a conspiracy, things are true. I haven't got those answers. You haven't got those answers. There's a certain amount of information out there that you can literally go out and do certain amounts of research to kind of help you. If you're that kind of person that just loves conspiracies, do your research. You know, there's stuff out there. It's not hidden. Some things are in such plain sight. It's crazy. But don't keep forwarding on conspiracy theories. Don't keep feeding off all the negativity that's coming in this current situation that we're all globally suffering from, because it's not helpful to yourself, it's not helpful to your mental health, and it's not helpful to the mental health of people that you're sending this information to, because you may be able to, like, you know, take it on board and keep running every day normally as if nothing's happening. You haven't consumed this information that's going on around you, not really sure if you're going forwards or backwards, sideways or what. But there's some people that you send this information to that it literally is critical to the decline of their mental health. Now, there's one thing that I'm talking about today, and that is all about mental health. Today would have been my sister's 60th birthday. And as you would have seen in videos before and posts before, I'm welling up already, I'm trying not to cry through this video. You would have seen that she suffered from mental health issues. You know, even though she was successful in her career, she was highly educated, didn't make a difference, didn't matter. She suffered from mental health issues. So something like what's going on now would have affected her greatly, because, you know, with so much conspiracies flying on, you don't know who to believe, you don't know what to believe, you don't really know what's going on. People who suffer from mental health issues do not need things like this coming to destabilise them, because certain things like this can send them overboard. It can send them to do things and think things and carry out certain actions that they wouldn't do on a normal day, because they're so destabilized because of the information and the influx of it that is coming towards them via the very various many platforms that I've mentioned, and even more that are out there. So we really have to be careful what we're doing in terms of forwarding on this information, especially when it's unproven. Anything that is a conspiracy theory, we really need to stay away from it. And I think that we're in a current day and age where, I mean, in the UK we're on lockdown now, so that for us means that we're allowed to go out to get essential items from the shops. We have one form of exercise per day, but it's a bit more intense for elderly people or vulnerable people, because they cannot leave the house at all for 12 weeks. Now, imagine just being that scenario where somebody's sitting at home for 12 weeks, even just at home on a normal daily basis. You know, you can still go out for your exercise or to go to the shops, but just in general, you're locked down in your house, day in, day out. All you have is the TV, the internet. If you live with people, then you have your family members. If you live alone, then it's even worse. And then that particular person, let's pick the person that lives alone, is inundated, influxed with all these different things coming down. You know, if it's not Bill Gates, it's 5G. If people aren't taking it upon themselves to go and burn the 5G mast down and get themselves a criminal record in the process, it's the new £20 note, which apparently has the connotations of the 5G masts on it, which is a lie, and the symbol of coronavirus, which again is a lie. So it's like, how do people really filter through the noise? How do people really move past what is actually going on? We have got billions of people that are literally being sucked in on a daily basis by all of these conspiracy theories, and we cannot live our lives on conspiracy. And moreover, and the reason I'm here today is because we really have to protect our mental health. Now, you may be sitting there saying, I ain't got no mental health issues, but trust and believe, people who have got into this situation, highly balanced, may have a high probability that with all this stuff going on around them and the fact that they can't leave their house, they're incarcerated, as it were, within their four walls, highly likely, you know, within a space of 12 weeks, probably will develop some sort, it may not be severe, but some sort of mental health issue. And that has been a major worry from the beginning. Now, what can we do about it? What can we do about it for ourselves? And then what can we do about it to help other people? You know, during this time where we're on lockdown due to COVID-19, we really do have to look after our mental health. It's unfortunate, but very true, that during this time, people who have never suffered from mental health issues will unfortunately develop. Did you hear what I said there? They've never suffered, but they are going to unfortunately develop some sort of mental health issue. And it can be something as upfront as depression, which is also constituted as a mental health issue. It's just as true for the people that have gone into this and they already suffer from mental health. You know, their symptoms are going to be amplified in this season. You know, their symptoms are going to be amplified just by watching the news every day, because all the news does is hit home constantly, continuously, over and over again about the current situation in the world and what's taking place, which is not healthy for us to keep absorbing that multiple times a day. Hours upon hours upon hours of the same negative news, which is bringing people down emotionally, and the emotions they affect on the physical. There's so many connotations for taking in negativity on a daily basis. So much going on in the world. There's so much news in the world on the same topic, which is coronavirus/COVID-19. There's so much fake news and conspiracy stories, as I've mentioned to you earlier at the top of this video. It's all going to contribute to impacting on people's mental health, especially for the elderly and the vulnerable who have got to stay behind closed doors for 12 weeks solid. It's hard. We've seen in the papers, we've seen on the news where people are really struggling. They're struggling to even do that and stick to the rules. I mean, we can probably say, I mean, the government said 85% are compliant. So 85% of the population of the UK are compliant. But for that 15%, that 15% are the strugglers. They see a little bit of sun and they're like, I can't stay behind closed doors, I have to get out. And they just break free. And we don't encourage that because it's wrong. Okay, we're all in this together. We all have to try our very best to put ourselves in other people's situation, in their shoes. Okay, we need to protect our families and we need to protect each other. We have to be considerate of others. We've got to be considerate of ourselves and our health. I've seen a lot of things online that say, you know, oh, if I get it, I get it. If I'm going to get it, I'm going to get it. No, we cannot have that kind of attitude. This thing is killing people. This thing is actually killing people. I've also seen videos where people are saying, and even posts saying that, you know, it's not real, it's fake. Let me tell you something now. I know people that have died from this. I know people. And I'm not talking about 2 people, 5 people, 10 people. I'm into the 20s or 30s of people that I know, or people that are connected to me in some way, shape or form, that have lost their lives because of COVID-19. So I haven't got time for people when they come out saying it's just a conspiracy, it's not really happening, it's not as bad as people are saying. Trust and believe. It's not until it comes close to you, to people that you know in your sphere of influence, in your circle, that you really come to the understanding that, you know what, you've got to take this thing serious. You should have been taking it serious before, but now, without a shadow of a doubt, more than anything, it has touched and hit families and people that I know. And one day everything was fine, the next day we were on lockdown. It was like, it was that intense and that quick. Obviously we knew it was a gradual process over a space of about a week and a half to 2 weeks. But it's like, nobody imagined. Like, I speak to people now, and even in the beginning I was like, this is like a movie. It's like, this cannot be real. It cannot actually be happening. Like, how is it that we are in 2020, you know, and this has taken place? Like, you hear of the war stories, you hear of plagues in centuries gone by, and you think, gosh, never in my lifetime. People, it's in our lifetime, it's in the here and it's in the now. We're living in 2020 and we are in lockdown in our houses because there was a global pandemic taking place. We never thought we'd live to see something like this in our lifetime. Well, here we are. So there's a number of things that we can do to try and incorporate into our day. And I know for some people, they're thinking, I'm at home, nothing's going on. Why would I bother getting dressed? Why would I bother even getting up? Why would I bother doing anything? But trust and believe, you know what? For the sake of your mental health, if it's to keep routine, if it's to keep doing the things that you used to do, but obviously you can't go out, but if it's just to keep, like, get up in the morning, shower, get dressed, put your makeup on, spray your perfume, do your hair, you know, make yourself presentable, just to go and sit in the living room on the couch or whatever, as long as it's kind of keeping your routine, then why not? What is it going to harm you in doing that? One of the points I wanted to mention was we need to restrict the amount of news that we consume on a daily basis. When this first started, I had the TV in the background on, and it would be on the news channel constantly, all day, every day. It's on the news channel, and it was just the same news being recycled. And even though I was doing my work, I started to realise that even though it was in the background, I was still, my brain was still absorbing what was going on. One day I got up and I was like, why do I feel like this? I felt really sluggish. I was feeling on the verge of falling into a shallow at that stage, early stages of depression. I was like, what's happening? What is really going on with me? I've obviously been through a lot over the past couple of months, 4 months or so. My sister, she committed suicide at the end of November, and so I've been dealing with the effects of that. But I've been feeling a lot, before this hit, I was feeling a lot better in myself, simply because I made the decision that even though I'm going to be sad sometimes, I'm still going to also look for the positives and try and keep myself happy, etc. So I was in a good place. And then after that first week, just having the TV on in the background day after day after day on the news channel, I realised I was falling into depression. But it wasn't like a grieving depression. It literally was a depression around everything that's going on in the world, not knowing what tomorrow holds, not knowing, you know, if I'm going to be here next year, worrying about my parents, this, that and the other. It was just so much, and I literally was just in this bout of just crying all the time because I was so worried about stuff. Worried about my parents, worried about my husband, worried about my health and what was going on with me, because literally before this hit, I was trying to get an appointment in with a consultant because those of you that follow my weight loss journey will know that I have developed gallstones, so I can experience extreme pain at random times, and I need to have surgery to get my gallbladder removed. So obviously that's off the table now for however long. And I was just literally consumed by worry and stress, and I was really burdened. And then the stories of people that kept passing away and everyone that was being affected, it literally was heaping on top of me as if you were taking the whole weight of the world on you, and the tears and the heaviness and the oppression, everything was just on me. And I was like, why are you doing this to yourself? And I realised it's because I'm consuming. Even though I may not directly be taking it in, my subconscious is absorbing what's going on. So the TV's on, and even though it's on low and I'm not really paying attention, it's still been absorbed. So one thing that I did and I've done, and it's really been helpful, that's why I can sit here today and smile with you, is I don't watch the news every day. I'll watch the news probably every other day or every 3 days, etc. But I will not do it every day, and I will definitely not do it all day. There's people out there that want to keep au fait with what's going on, and that's fine. But do not put yourself in a position where you're watching the news constantly all day, every day. If you want to get an update on the news, wait until the evening where everything's happened throughout the day and they culminate everything in the evening slot, so you can get your one update for the day. But I would not recommend that you sit watching the news for more than an hour a day at max, because when you get to that kind of threshold, even an hour could be a lot to absorb out of 24 hours if you're just sitting at home doing nothing all day, or sitting at home within 4 walls, not able to go out, get fresh air or anything like that. It can be a lot. And if you're doing that every day, you're getting your information, and then you have to try and distract your brain and do something else, like play a game, talk to family or whatever. But do not let the news be pivotal to your life. Do not let the consumption of the news outlets, the mass media, be something that pushes you on a downward spiral in depression and the development of other mental health issues, because that is all it's going to do. In this situation, when we at home can't do anything, we really need to find things and reasons to be positive, how to help ourselves, our families, and help other people that are in need. And the news, you know, as sad as it is to hear some of the news stories that come out on a 24/7 basis, it's not going to help us, just push us deeper into the dumps, which is not what we want. Again, with social media, you can control what you allow into yourself, into your being, what you absorb. And the same way you can control how much news you take in, you can control what you see on your timeline in social media. If there's things on there that are negative, which are impacting you when you see them, just simply stop it. You can hide those things on your timeline. You can actually mold your timeline into something that is throwing you positivity every time you log on to things like Facebook and Instagram. If there's things on there that are affecting you negatively, hide them. You can hide things, you can silence people for 30 days, you can unfriend people that are like killing you with conspiracies. I've got people on my Facebook, and every time I see them I scroll past, and because they're friends, as in not just Facebook friends, they're friends, I've struggled to press the delete button. I just think that sitting online posting all these negative stories all the time about coronavirus and conspiracy theories isn't helpful to them, isn't helpful to the people that they could be impacting with it. And obviously it's their timeline, they can do whatever they like. I just see it and I'm just like, why do people waste their time? I know a lot of people are at home now and they've probably got a lot more time to be consumed by things, but find something positive to do. So yes, number 2 is control your timelines. Hide or delete whatever you don't want to see. Make that space your happy place to see positive things and inhale positive things and positive thoughts and positive stories and things that people share which are on a positive level, not all the negativity and all the false stories, the false news. So we really have to be careful about the sources as well that we're sharing, because a lot of them are not legit. Like, people, we're at home, we've got enough time to be sharing, which means we should have enough time to validate your sources before you're pushing things out. It's true. You can listen to relaxing music. There's Spotify, Amazon Music, there's YouTube. There's so many different other platforms where you can stream music from. Literally, you can put your own playlist together. You can build your atmosphere, build your environment based on music or instrumentals or anything that you're into musically. You can build your own kind of environment for you to relax in and for you to just kind of meditate in and for you to kind of feel in your happy place. You know, there's so much negativity flying around, but then we've got so much power within our hands. It is within our gift. It is within our gift to be able to kind of hone the atmosphere that we want, you know, contributing to our life. Like, we have the ability and the opportunity to switch off, to delete, to remove any negativity from surrounding us, from facing into us. We can do that. We have the power to do that. And the only thing that kind of blocks us, if you really haven't got much to do, there's so much you can be doing right now. I mean, there's people that are ill, unfortunately, people in our families that we can't even see or speak to, but there's so much creativity in the earth. There's so much creativity in the earth that this time that we're at home, you know, especially if unfortunately you've been laid off work or you've been furloughed, that means you've got literally days and weeks on end until this ends to try and craft or carve your niche in society. Write that book that you've been saying you wanted to write all that time. Start that business. Do research on a business plan. You know, there's so much that you can now literally pour your time into. Obviously, as a person of faith, the key thing for me, and this is not the video for it, and I may do a video for it, is for me to spend more time talking to God, reading my Bible, praying. You know, life has been so busy for me over time that sometimes I'm praying on the run, I'm reading on the run, I'm talking on the run. But we've got the ability now to literally sit down, be still, and literally invest our time in things that we are passionate about, that we're chasing after. And sometimes we're chasing after things whilst we're trying to juggle a job and do other bits and pieces. But now we've got the time to be still, to sit and say, you know what, I wanted to write this book for years, I've not had time, I can now do that in this moment. I wanted to start my business for years, I've not had time, I can now start doing my research, business plans. And obviously it's not the greatest time to start, you know, starting a business simply because of what's going on in the world, but there's some people that are out there doing it. I read a story this morning of a couple in Derbyshire who they're in the hospitality industry, and they literally was due to start new jobs, and then COVID-19 came and that's all been blown to smithereens. They're at home, they had no income coming in, they started a business. They're in hospitality, so the husband was a chef and the wife was into marketing and all that jazz, and they've literally combined their skills together and they've started a home cooking business where they deliver food. And it's amazing what people have been kind of inspired to do during this lockdown. So what we need to do is try and flip it. It's a negative thing, it's impacting people worldwide very negatively, but at the same time there's many of us at home that are sitting there saying, I don't know what to do, you know, I don't know what the world's going to look like once we come out of this, I don't know what's going to be happening tomorrow. You know, when they tell us that we can now leave the house or go back to work, or people are taking people on, can businesses take people all back on that they've got on furlough? Will people still lose their jobs? I think so. I do believe that people still lose their jobs because, you know, depending on how long we're sitting in the state, you know, they're not going to be able to get back to full capacity straight away, so they are going to have to let people go regardless. Will we fall into a recession? Again, depending on how long we're going to sit in this state, we will fall into a recession. So this is a time to try and recession proof yourself, or, you know, just kind of put yourself in a strong position that when we come out of this, we can all come out of this strong, whether it is getting our ideas and our plans together to start a new business, or looking at the market now to see what the key areas are that need services and starting a business in that area. Because if you kind of recession proof and financially cover yourself in a way where you're creating a business that is servicing a particular area which is key no matter what, then work that area and be successful in what you're doing. So there's so many options that we can do. Don't just sit at home you know, worrying about all these conspiracy theories and worrying about what's going on in the world. Yes, we have to be kind of conscious, we need to know what's going on, but at the same time, how are you planning to move your life forward when this is all over? And how can you even move your life forward right now in this moment? Because there are opportunities out there that you can literally capitalize on right now as I'm talking to you. And then there's going to be other opportunities that are going to be when this is over. But if you plan for it now, if you research for it now, then as soon as this is over, you can literally run into whatever it is that you have set your mind on to do. Your backup plan. Always have a backup plan. And whilst you're sitting in this moment, make sure you are prepared and ready to run into whatever that is. So I was talking about, see how quickly I go off track? So easily. I was talking about playlists and making your atmosphere in a place where you can relax and it's conducive to your mental health. Also, you've got video streaming, so you've got Amazon Prime, you've got Netflix, you've got Roku TV, you've got YouTube, you've got so many other different video streaming services out there, and they're adding to them by the day. I've heard about Disney Plus the other day, and literally there's so many kind of films, seasonal programs on there. You don't want to be watching things that are going to kind of really bolster onto what's currently going on in the world. I've seen a lot of posts where people are saying, oh, I've watched Contagion, I've watched Pandemic and all these different films. Like, in the current season that we're in, why would you literally be sitting there? Because people are already afraid. And then you're going to sit there and watch those films, which, to be honest with you, do look a lot like what we're going through right now, to make yourself even more fearful. Come on, have some sense. You know, there's so many different programs out there that you can, like with the music playlists, you can literally create your environment. You control what you absorb. You control what's going on around you in your space, which therefore means that you choose things that are going to be conducive to your mental health. Choose things that are going to be positive. Choose things that are going to be, you know, fed into you, but making you feel happy and jovial about life. Nothing that's going to bring you down and instill more fear into you than you already have from a day-to-day basis of just watching the news by itself, or looking on your timeline, or by opening your WhatsApp and seeing all these chain messages coming through. Use video calls and conferencing applications to speak to your family, your friends, your associates, whoever. You may be behind closed doors, but you are not locked off from the world. You can use FaceTime, you can use WhatsApp video, WhatsApp call, you can use normal call, you can use normal video call, you can use Zoom, you can use Skype, you can use Teams. There's so many different applications out there that you can literally tap into to stay connected with the world, stay connected with your family members, stay connected with your colleagues, stay connected with your friends. You do not have to be closed off. We're on lockdown, but we're not locked out. We're not locked off. We can still communicate with our family and our friends, and during this time it's so important. I'll tell you a story. Before our Prime Minister said that we had to be on a 3-week lockdown in general, obviously my parents are older, so my mum's 81 just in March, my dad's due to be 80 in September, and I was like, I go around to see them every day, I call them on the phone every day. What am I going to do? I literally didn't know how I was going to handle it. So I said, okay, fine, no problem, it's cool. I'm going to find a way that we can stay connected and I can still see what's going on, you can see me, etc. And literally, I went out and I bought them a Facebook portal. I'll put a picture here or here about it somewhere, you'll see a picture. I bought them a Facebook portal, literally a 15.6-inch screen on a stand. It's got an Alexa built in, you can play Spotify on it, just connect your accounts to it. And literally, my mum's not on Facebook, she won't join Facebook, and that's fine. I don't expect her to, she's 81 after all. But she has got a mobile phone and she's on WhatsApp. So you can connect your Facebook to the account, or you can connect WhatsApp to the account. So what I did, I bought this Facebook portal for them. I brought it round, I set it up, and I connected it to her WhatsApp on her phone. Now, what it does is, I can call now my mum on video call. They'll answer it on the actual Facebook portal screen, and I pop up and I can see them. Now with the Facebook portal, what it does is the camera in it follows them around the room. So if they are in one place and move to another, it will follow them around. If someone sits over that side and someone on this side, then it literally widens out so you can get a full view of the room and the people that are in it. It's truly amazing. And every time I talk to my mum now, because my mum's always like, Leon, why do you keep buying these gadgets for us, blah blah, this that and the other. But I really understood that she's really thankful for this particular gift, because she sent it to me about 4 times now, like 4 times in the last 2 weeks. She's been like, yeah, I'm so happy with it. I feel so blessed that you've got this for us, because it helps to keep us connected to everybody. Because like, she does meetings on the phone with meetings, you know, at her age, meetings and conversations on the phone with my brother, with my cousin, with different people around the world. And that's one thing about it, because it's WhatsApp and you talk to people all over the world with WhatsApp. That also means you can do video calls, even audio calls on it, around the world of people that have WhatsApp. So it keeps you connected on all levels. And then it has Alexa built in, which she's not too keen on, but it's helpful if you want to get Alexa to do things for you in the house. Now my dad will sit there and talk to Alexa all day long and annoy Alexa, and my mum just doesn't like Alexa whatsoever, because again, she's into the theories of, you know, Alexa's recording my conversation, etc. And then there's Spotify. So I've got my mum a Spotify account, and literally she can play all her music. She's into gospel music, and gospel music always seems to be the kind of music that people really can hang on to, hold on to strong when we're going through hard times. She's always playing her gospel music. She loves Don Moen, she loves CC Winans, Donnie McClurkin. My mum mum loves all of those guys, and she just loves to play their music, and she just loves to absorb the words and the music. It really, really does make her heart and soul happy. And you know, we find a lot of that with gospel music. It always seems to be able to pick people up when they're feeling down. So in these current circumstances when we're all suffering from this global pandemic, then the first thing that people tend to go to is gospel music, to uplift them and to make them feel stronger and happy in their current circumstances. So yes, communication is key. Don't let it drop off. Use the utensils that you have. If you've got a mobile phone, you can use WhatsApp video, you can use Skype, you can use Zoom. As I've said it before, there's so many things out there, to make you feel happy, keep you connected to people, lift your spirits up, and bring positive energy into your life, which everybody needs right now, wouldn't you say? For those of you who are not in the elderly category or the vulnerable category, as you're aware, we can go on an exercise trip, walk. Not a trip, because some people are taking the mick with this, because I've seen people get in their cars and drive miles or hours away to do a walk. We're supposed to do one form of exercise a day. So if it's walking out of your house and walking for an hour or whatever and back, that's your one form of exercise. Exercise does not mean getting into your car, driving somewhere to walk around an aesthetically pleasing place. That's not what exercise means. But anyway, if you are able, so you're not in the vulnerable category and you're not in the elderly category, if you're able to get out for your one form of exercise every day, I would greatly encourage you to do that. I went through a phase in the first couple of days where I was so busy with work, and I thought, you know what, I'm not doing this. So I didn't go out the house. Honestly, I started to get headaches, and again, because I was feeling really low from all the news that I was absorbing, it didn't contribute to my health very well in terms of the way I was feeling unwell. My head was hurting me. And then when you keep listening to symptoms of coronavirus and how people are affected, because it's negatively affecting you because you're hearing the negative news anyway, your mind starts to play tricks on you, and then any little thing that's wrong with you, you start to think to yourself, oh my goodness, have I got it? Oh no, I just coughed. What does that mean? And literally, things were happening to me and I was like, oh, I just coughed. Oh, my head's hurting me. I've got a temperature. And literally, I went through a phase where I was worrying all the time because I'm like, why is this happening? And then I decided, you know what? I need to get out every day. I need to go walking. I need to do something outside in the fresh air every single day. And when I started to do that, I didn't really experience symptoms. I wasn't getting the headaches like I was. I wasn't feeling as down as I was. So if you can literally get out and do your one form of exercise each and every day, if you've got a massive garden, well, not even massive, if you've got a garden full stop, then you can probably do some tracks around it. If you haven't, then you can go out walking in the streets, and you know, whatever. Just try and get your exercise in. Get the fresh air into your lungs, get walking, get active, and also staying behind closed doors and not really moving a lot, but we're eating, it's going to literally spread us a bit. And people that follow me know that I've been on a weight loss journey for about a year now, nearly a year, and I was getting worried because those couple of days I didn't do anything, I was eating, and I got on the scale and I wasn't happy by what I saw. So that was also another kind of invigorator for me to get out and start walking and being active every day. So yeah, it has so many good impacts to get out on your health, on your mental health, on your health in general, and also helps to keep your waistline down as well. As I said before, it's really important that you try and keep some kind of routine in place. Getting up, showering, dressing, doing your hair, doing your makeup, spraying perfume, creaming your skin, whatever it is, to keep some kind of routine. It's really important for your mental health, because if we get into the place where we're just getting up every day and going to bed in pajamas, or we're not really looking after ourselves, that is another form of depression manifesting, and that can develop into a deep depression, which we do not want people to get into. So yes, the next point is look after yourself. Look after your hygiene. You know, we're told over and over again that when we wash our hands, we must use antibacterial soap, and we must wash it for 20 seconds, or the amount of time it takes to sing happy birthday twice. So yes, we're keeping our hands clean, but also we need to keep our body head to toe clean. So our overall hygiene during this time of lockdown is equally as important. I mean, there's a few points that I wanted to share with you today. It's taken me a while to get there because I do talk a lot, as you can see. I know that by the time I finish doing this recording, the amount of editing I'm going to have to do just to cut out all the extra bits that I've thrown in there because I can't stay on point. But really and truthfully, from the bottom of my heart, from me, Leanne Jane Moments, to you, wherever you are, hopefully at home, I just want to say stay safe, stay home, and look after your mental health. We've gone into this situation and it's painful in a lot of circumstances, and it's hard to maneuver and to navigate for a lot of people. But moreover than anything, I don't want us to come out of this worse than we went in mentally. And unfortunately for some people that will be the case. But if we can do whatever we can to maintain a healthy mental state for ourselves, our family members, and also other people. So I'm saying this to you now, but also I want to encourage you to, whilst we're going through this current season, to reach out to other people and make sure that they're okay. You may be okay watching this, you may be fine within yourself, but there's people out there that are not okay, they're not doing well, they're not managing, but they will never turn around to say, hey, I'm here, can anyone see me, can anyone hear me, I'm struggling. So this is a time when we really do need to be our brothers and the sisters keeper. And we really do need to stand in the gap for some people. We really do need to be that person that, you know what, I've not heard from them in a while, so I'm just going to pick up my phone, and even if it's not to call, but to send them a message to say, hey, I'm thinking of you, I hope everything's fine, if you need anything, let me know. I don't know half of the people that are going to watch this video, wherever you are within the world, but I genuinely care. And I genuinely hope and pray that you are okay. And if you're not okay, that you're seeking help. And if you're not seeking help, I'm hoping that this video will inspire somebody to reach out to you, to ask you if you're okay, in a space where you'll be able to tell them that actually I'm struggling. And they'll be able to help you through this uncertain time that we all seem to be on the same journey through together. So guys, that's been another one from me today. I've got more time on my hands. I'm not travelling to and from work for hours every day. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more videos out in the coming weeks, so we can interact and talk together even more than we have been of late. Have a great week, stay blessed, and don't forget to be your brother or sister's keeper, especially during these times. Take care.